Widely debated, and I'm not too elated. Today we're doing a transmission oil change on my 1999 Mazda Protege. She's a manual, and no matter what you hear, personally, I'm of the belief every manual transmission, every automatic transmission, whether it's a planetary gear set, a CVT, needs transmission oil changes.
Facts!
Any oil, any fluid, whether it's hydraulic, whether it's engine, whether it's gear oil, wears down with time. So to make sure that your car has the maximum life, make sure that you're staying up on maintenance. And there's no reason that transmission fluid is exempt from that conversation. Today we're going to talk about how exactly to do that on this 1999 Mazda Protege, the lesson car which teaches hundreds of students how to clutch and row.
My clutch!
And gets his ass handed to it royally, under proper supervision, mind you. Let's get into it. Doing a transmission fluid change can sound intimidating. It sounds like it's going to be a bit more involved. It's really not that hard. You need a few basic things. You're going to need your oil. Make sure you have the right quantity for the car. Mine's going to be a little bit under 3 quarts, so I just got a gallon. Makes life easy. If you can, try to get yourself one of these nozzles that you can thread on to whatever size jug you have, and then you can just be pumping it in to your fill plug. And lastly, very important, and I'm guilty of forgetting, now I have them, but don't forget your crush washers. So when you take out your drain plug and you take out your fill plug, make sure you have the crush washer when you apply them back on. So once you have those 3 things in hand, oil, pump, and crush washer, you're good to go. Here we're gonna have a 23mm socket for both the drain and the fill. It looks like this. Always start with the fill plug, because the overall old school logic is that if you can't break free that fill plug, there's no reason to drain anything, right? Because you're not gonna be able to fill it back in. Drain plug is always gonna be lower, fill plug is always gonna be higher. So when we also do fill up, there's nothing hard there. All we do is we just fill until it pours out. Another important thing, if you can, try to get your car up on all 4 sides to have it as level as possible. This makes sure that you're gonna have all the fluid come out of where the bottom of the drain pan is. For me, the way that my gearbox is situated, my drain plug is kind of at the back of it. So it's a little more advantageous for me to have the front higher than the rear, but the front I do have leveled out. Remember, every street has a slope, so if you're doing a street side, the right side closer to the curb is always gonna be lower than the street side. So now let's hop in. And again, this may not look the same on your car, right? My 99 Mazda Protege, but I've changed transmission fluid on many a car. There's gonna be your engine where your engine drain pan is, and if it's a front wheel drive, your engine is gonna be mated up to your transmission. And also your differential goes in. It's called a transaxle. All 3 of those work together to deliver your power to your wheels. And if you have your drain pan here, then you probably have your transmission to the left side. My drain pan is gonna be on the left side. We're looking for 2 bolts. One is gonna be lower, one is gonna be higher. Let me show you where it's at. Now, if you do have the availability, try to soak it with some PB Blaster. That's gonna be my fill plug. And this guy over here is gonna be my drain. Now, as I was saying earlier, if we look over to the side, this over here is gonna be my engine oil pan. Here goes the exhaust system going all the way back. So engine oil pan on the passenger side. Then we come over, here goes the subframe. And here we have our transmission. Here you have your cylinder coming right up to your transmission. We also have a sensor in there. Now, also you wanna make sure that you run the transmission. You're not gonna be doing this with a cold oil. You wanna make sure you run for at least 10 minutes. I just came back from a lesson, so she's nice and heated up and we're ready to drain. When doing transmission oil, the oil is really gonna be the same as your differential. It's gear oil. You wanna look at a few things on it to make sure you have the right one for your car, whether it's going to be GL4, GL5, whether you want it to be 75W90, or if it's gonna be 80W90, like what I have here. Now, all that's gonna vary upon where you live. What is the temperature of where you live, how hot, how cold it gets. The first number, that's with a W, think about that as winter. So it's going to be for the coldest that it gets there. The lower the number, the thicker it's gonna be. So for me, I went with 8090. A little bit more affordable, I'll be honest. Lucas's is great, it's a good quality oil. I would recommend be using, let's say, Lucas's, Redline. If you're living in an area where it may get below, let's say, 50 degrees, you know, into winters, if it may, you may do a 75W90. That'll. All right, excellent. That's a very good sign. Fill plug comes off very easily. I don't even have to get the hardcore auger tug out. And then in the same sense, we can move on our attention to the drain. I'm optimistic drain plug is gonna be as willing.
Love it.
Oh my Lord, what a dream. Love it. Now, things are moving quickly. I didn't even expect this, but why not? We're gonna get ready to start draining off. All right, for all of you who have not ever done a transmission oil change, I'm gonna ruin a very fun surprise for you. Transmission oil smells. I'm going to just applying gentle pressure upwards. I'm unscrewing. And as soon as I feel and break loose, I'm gonna let it drop because my drain pan has a little bit of a screen there. There we go. Move my drain plug out to the side. To be honest, that doesn't look horrible. It's already dark, but it's not black. Just like engine oil, if it gets really cooked, it could get really dark, it turn really thick. It's already pretty thick, you see, hence we wanted to have the transmission running before we did this. This is the drain plug. This is the crush washer on it. We prefer not to use these because when you do put them down, they crush, they compact down. All right, now we have all the oil drained out. Also, make sure when you take out your old plug that you check upon the head of it. You want to make sure if you run your finger through it that you don't feel any kind of metal shavings. Mine is beautifully clean, I love it, but this is a good time to check that you don't have any deeper issues occurring in your transmission. This is the old crush washer. You can see that it's a little bit indented in. I'm gonna put that guy aside and we put on our new crush washer. Just like that. As you can see, you just want a little bit of wiggle room around. I couldn't find the original, so I went with one that had the same dimensions, 18 miller outside diameter, 1.5 millimeter thick. And here we're gonna just tighten them in. And then we're gonna tighten them up to spec. Okay, and just wipe the area down. Excellent. And now we can move over to the fill plug. There he is. I'm not expecting any surprises, but just to be safe, we're gonna have the drain pan under there. Boom. Comes right off. Here, there's really less chance of anything. Mine was dry. And now we can start to fill our transmission back up. Okay, so when you do get your new oil, I have mine in a gallon jug. We're gonna just pop this guy open. Nice, we have a little pull tab on here. That'll make life easier. And they're puncturing it anyway. I'm gonna pop it open. Now we take out our nozzle. Depending upon how deep your jug is, you have a few different little necks in here. So this we're gonna just put on the bottom of our nozzle. Like that. This way you can get all the way down to the bottom of the jug. And above all, just make sure when you buy it that you get the same diameter on the outside. There's really two sizes. One for the gallon is gonna be a bit larger, and one is gonna be smaller in case you're doing the quarts. Get it nice and snug. There we go. Now you're ready to be pumping. Just pop off this little tip at the end. Easy. And now this is gonna work very easily. I'm gonna just pump. And we can already see my oil start to go. All right, ideally, if I can just have this on the ground, ideally, just like that. He just mates right into there, and now I'm gonna just start pumping. That's what we wanna see. We wanna see, if I pump it up, gotta have a nice good drip coming out. Good, just like that. Because generally how you know that it's full, that you fill it up to the point that it starts to pour out a little bit. All the fill plugs are kind of designed that way, that you don't really need to be worrying about where exactly it lands. Now, when I do lower the car, I'm gonna watch to see if anything else pours out, because I don't want it overfilled. I don't want to be torquing any of this crazy tight. It's gonna have vibration, but nothing egregious. So all we're gonna do is just get a wrench on here and torque it hand tight. It's about 2940 foot-pounds. So we're now going ugga-tugga tight. But we do want it nice and tight. Transmissions vibrate. There we go. Because also when you press it in, that crush washer is going to get crushed. It's going to provide a firmer seal. Excellent. And make sure you have it wiped down. This way we know if we have any new oil or seepage. What I'm going to do is I'm going to raise up the rear a little bit. Now that we know that it's all nice and full, we're going to pop off our old crush washer. On our new crush washer. And now all that's left is to just tighten everything up. Excellent, that's it. We're all done with our transmission oil change. Now all that's left is to just pull out all our tools and job is done. Hopefully you found this helpful, and remember, don't be scared of a used car. It can take you far. It's Mazda Protege. I got it for $1,000 a couple of years ago, and I just keep doing little jobs here and there. This thing feels damn near immortal. Hopefully this gave you the confidence you need. See you on the open road. Now all that's left is just to pack up and put everything away. Hopefully you found this helpful. If you do have any questions, please leave them in the comments below. I will get back to you as soon as I can.